Princess Lena stood beneath a vaulted sky of crystal light as the court gathered in quiet lines. The treaty bells had already sung once, and the sound still trembled through the hall. Her marriage had been arranged to end a long cycle of fear between worlds. The elders spoke of balance and survival and duty. Lena listened and kept her posture calm. She had learned to carry calm like armor since childhood. She had not expected to smile on this day. The records described her bridegroom only as an envoy from a small blue world. The council had chosen a human because humans were seen as adaptable and patient. Many believed a human spouse would bend easily. Lena doubted that judgment, yet she accepted the plan. She trusted that meaning could grow even from careful choices. Across the hall, the gates opened, and the human entered with a measured stride. His name was Aaron. He wore a simple formal coat and carried no blade. He paused to bow in the human way, then waited without fidgeting. The court murmured with surprise. Lena noticed his eyes lift not to measure wealth or power, but to meet her gaze, and then lower again with respect. Her smile arrived, without permission. It was small, yet real. She felt a strange relief that he looked ordinary and brave at once. The elders exchanged glances. They had expected tension. Instead, the room softened, as if the air itself had chosen a kinder path. The ritual began with shared vows translated into a common tongue. Lena spoke first. She promised protection and honesty and patience. Aaron spoke next. He promised partnership and curiosity and courage. His voice did not tremble. The hall grew still. In that stillness, Lena sensed a turning. The marriage was not a cage. It was a door. When the ceremony ended, the pair were guided to a quiet terrace. Stars drifted like silver seeds beyond the rail. Aaron waited until they were alone before speaking. He said he knew the marriage was arranged. He said he would not pretend otherwise. He also said he believed choice could follow duty. Lena answered that her people valued growth above comfort. She asked what humans valued most. Aaron thought and said humans valued stories because stories taught them how to endure. Their first days together were cautious yet warm. Lena taught Aaron the customs of her world. Aaron shared tales of earth cities and oceans and nights where the sky felt close enough to touch. He did not boast. He listened when Lena spoke of the burden of rulership. He asked how he could help. She realized then why the council had chosen a human. Humans did not bend easily. They adapted by standing together. The treaty required more than marriage. It required cooperation in defense. A distant power tested borders with silent probes. The council debated responses. Lena attended and watched Aaron observe. When asked for his view, he suggested transparency paired with resolve. He advised open channels and clear lines that would be defended without cruelty. Some elders scoffed. Lena did not. She invited Aaron to walk the city. They passed gardens grown in living stone and markets where color sang. People stared, yet many nodded. Aaron returned to each greeting. He learned names quickly. Children followed him, laughing at his attempts to mimic local words. Lena felt pride bloom where anxiety had lived. The probes returned with sharper intent. A message arrived encoded with threats. The council wavered between retreat and strike. Lena asked Aaron to speak again. He told a story of Earth history without dates or blame. He spoke of times when fear ruled choices and of times when cooperation saved lives. He proposed a human method called layered defense. It combined shields with rescue corridors and open warnings. It left space for mercy. The plan worked. When the probes advanced, they met firm barriers and clear signals. No lives were lost. The distant power withdrew to reconsider. The court fell silent, then erupted in approval. Lena watched Aaron and saw humility, not triumph. That night she thanked him. He answered that trust had done the work. Months passed. Lena and Aaron learned each other beyond duty. She learned his quiet humor and his care for small tasks. He learned her focus and her joy in solving complex problems. They disagreed without harm. They laughed often. The city changed around them. Humans arrived as teachers and engineers. Alien scholars visited Earth. Trade followed curiosity. Crisis struck when a storm of charged dust threatened the orbital ring. The council hesitated again. Lena acted. She placed Aaron in charge of coordination between mixed crews. Some protested. She held firm. Aaron accepted with a nod. He organized teams by skill, not species. He listened to pilots and gardeners alike. The storm passed with damage contained. Lives were saved. Afterward, Lena addressed the people. She spoke of unity, chosen not forced. She spoke of strength found in care. She spoke of her marriage as a symbol, not a shield. The crowd responded with shared light and sound. Aaron stood beside her and felt the weight of history lift. On a quiet evening, Lena asked Aaron if he had ever resented the arrangement. He answered honestly. He said he had feared being a token. He said the fear faded when he was treated as a partner. Lena said she had feared loneliness. She said it faded when she was seen. They watched the stars in silence that felt full. Years later, the treaty was no longer called a treaty. It was called a kinship. The distant power returned, not with threats, but with questions. Trade routes opened. Knowledge flowed. Children grew speaking many tongues. Lena ruled with patience. Aaron served as bridge and guide. Together they proved a simple truth. Humanity was not small. It was resilient and generous. When given trust, humans offered effort. When offered partnership, humans built futures. The princess had faced an arranged marriage and smiled. The galaxy learned why. The years that followed demanded steady hearts. New alliances brought new questions. Some worlds feared dilution of culture. Lena answered by funding exchanges where traditions were shared, not erased. Aaron traveled often as envoy. He carried gifts chosen with care. He returned with notebooks filled with ideas and recipes and songs. Lena read them at night and felt closer to distant places. A challenge rose from within the court. A faction argued that a human consort weakened ancient lines. They pressed for limits on Aaron authority. Lena listened, then invited public debate. Aaron asked to speak last. He did not defend himself. He defended outcomes. He listed reduced conflicts and increased harvests and saved lives. He invited critics to inspect the data. The faction lost momentum without anger. Lena reformed education. Students studied ethics alongside science. Aaron suggested simulations where cooperation earned rewards. The games became popular. Young minds learned that strength could be shared. The city grew greener as energy systems improved. Waste fell. Health rose. Visitors noticed joy in small places like queues and doorways. A distant colony sent a distress call. Its sun flared unpredictably. Evacuation was needed. The council feared risk. Lena ordered action. Aaron coordinated a mixed fleet. Human pilots flew alongside alien navigators. They practiced calm under pressure. The rescue succeeded with minutes to spare. Survivors spoke of hands reaching through smoke and light. Trust deepened. One night, Lena and Aaron revisited the terrace where they first spoke. Lena asked what story humans would tell of this era. Aaron said humans would tell many stories. He said the best would be quiet ones about neighbors helping neighbors. Lena smiled again. It was still small and still real. The kinship charter was signed years later. It replaced old clauses with shared principles: consent, care, courage, transparency. The signing drew crowds across systems. Lena addressed them not as ruler alone, but as steward. Aaron stood beside her not as symbol, but as partner. In private, Lena considered legacy. She knew power was temporary. She began planning succession with councils drawn from many worlds. Aaron supported the plan. He taught mediation. He trained listeners. The work was slow. It mattered. A final test arrived as a rumor of a weapon that could fracture trust itself by altering memory. Panic spread. Lena and Aaron responded together. They shared information quickly. They refused secrecy. Scientists from many species collaborated. The rumor dissolved under light. Fear retreated. When age traced its lines upon them, Lena felt gratitude. She had faced duty and found choice. Aaron had crossed stars and found home. Their marriage had begun as a bridge. It became a road walked by millions. On the day Lena stepped down, she spoke once more. She thanked those who doubted, because doubt sharpened care. She thanked those who helped, because help built hope. She thanked her human bridegroom, because partnership changed history. The crowd answered with shared light. Aaron watched the horizon that evening. He thought of Earth skies and this crystal vault. He felt no divide. Humanity had grown not by conquest, but by kindness. The princess had smiled, and the galaxy had learned to smile back. Time moved onward with gentle insistence. Festivals marked seasons across worlds. Music blended tones once thought incompatible. Markets traded tools and tailies. Disputes arose and were met with process rather than force. Lena rested more and advised quietly. Aaron mentored envoys with patience. He reminded them that listening was an action. He told them courage often sounded like questions. A young delegate asked how trust began. Aaron answered that trust began when someone chose to be clear, even when afraid. Lena added that trust grew when power invited scrutiny. The delegate carried those words far. When Lena passed the city, dimmed its lights for a night of remembrance. No wails rose. There was calm gratitude. Aaron stood among the people and felt held. He spoke softly of